Edmonton Sports Talk. My God, I loved it.
My name's Jay Milne. #Blue.
Our sports update deliverer, the Coon.
I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up today. You know what, Reid? You might be honest.
All right, here's what's going on in the Nasty Cup.
At long last, an actual meaningful hockey game to preview. Tonight, Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final. Your Edmonton Oilers taking on the Florida Panthers. About 6:20 for the puck drop time at Rogers Place as these teams meet for the championship for the second consecutive season. My goodness, you know all the storylines. Panthers in it 3 years in a row. Oilers trying to win their first cup since 1990. First cup for a Canadian team since 1993. We will talk about it, Jay and I, until 5 o'clock. And then at 5, the stream goes over to the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show with Tom Gazzola, Hernan Salas, Matt Cassian. Tom will be at the Canadian Ice House in Iced District. Tom's also going to join us on this show in about 40 minutes as well for a vibe check on what's happening downtown right now. I'm sure people were very ready for this game. Let me start here with you, Jay. Do you get the sense, just from, I mean, we have a bunch of different actions, and you're experiencing this now, what I first experienced when I started being a host at Ched. You get the listener interaction on top of all the people in your life who are Oilers fans, which I assume is quite a few. Sickler, your buddy?
Yeah,
probably. Yeah. Many relatives, friends, people you might see around the Ardrossan/Sherwood Park community.
Huge.
I get the sense that there's certainly excitement. There's certainly anticipation. So yes, it's ramped up. Obviously, it's ramped up. It's the Stanley Cup Final. It's a chance for people's favorite team to win this coveted trophy. But I also get the sense there is a certain calmness with the fan base. I'm serious. I know Oilers fans and calm often don't go in the same sentence. But I'm not saying confidence. I'm not saying people won't be disappointed if they lose. I'm not saying that they're not going to be excited, like over the moon, if they win the Stanley Cup. But I'm sort of getting the sense that there is this, I hope just because of how the Oilers played and what they went through last year, that there's a sort of like, okay, they got it. You know, like almost like sort of this attitude that the team has had. Like as McDavid has talked about, remember he said, no, it's not that it's boring. It's just that we kind of expect that it's going to be hard and difficult and sometimes joyous, but we're just sort of locked in. Like, do you get the sense that like I feel Oilers fans are embracing the moment, but they're not freaking out about it. And we get, you know, I think Florida's better and all this kind of stuff. Like, of course, there's worry, but I don't get this like, well, they made it this far now, they're going to choke. They're not good enough. It was like, I get the sense that there's maybe a growing appreciation for how good the team is, and maybe this calmness before the storm of what they can actually accomplish here. Am I getting that? Are you getting that, or am I out to lunch?
100%. But I do think it's a confidence read. It's a quiet confidence, but it's confidence. And if you look at this postseason, forget what happened last year, but that adds to it certainly. But let's just focus on this postseason right now. How can you not be confident in this team? They have dismantled everything and every objection that has come their way. They have overcome. Now it's the big bad Florida Panthers. Well, are they that bad? Right?
Right.
Or are the Oilers, quietly confident fans, suggesting that they're just on a different level right now.
Right.
And I'm totally okay with fans feeling that way. You should. Now, you're still going to have those raw emotions leading up to game time that what if, all the what ifs you want. But when you actually look at this team and what they've done this postseason, you can easily draw yourself into a quiet confidence as an Oilers fan.
Yeah.
And I don't object to it. I think you're totally entitled to that based on how this team has continued to play.
Right. And then, I don't think anybody thinks it's going to be a cakewalk. I mean, B.R. Harvey says, Reid, I am anything but calm over here. So nervous. I'm not. Maybe I got to clarify myself. I'm not suggesting that people aren't nervous or aren't going to be nervous watching the games. I hope, I get the sense where a lot of people I've talked to anyway, and that's a small, I interact with a lot of listeners in my personal life. I just have had a lot of people think, well, you know what? I think they can do it if they play well. Whereas maybe like last year or even some of the other series this year was like, I don't know if they can do it. They never beat Vegas. Oh, LA was built to beat the Oilers. And even then a little bit with Dallas, it's like, Dallas is so deep. Dallas has Ottinger. I feel like, and maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like there's a little more of course you as a fan, BR, whoever, are going to be nervous during games. The Oilers may lose 3 games in this series. Maybe they're going to lose 4. I don't know. But I do feel as if the people, I hope the fan base really believes. Like Smitty the Welder makes a great comment in the Nasty Chat as well. Watching this team defend is what gives me confidence. And maybe that's it. We talk a lot about, taking a punch and fighting back. The Oilers are never out of it. Go back to the first game of the playoffs. Weren't they down? Was it 4-0 and 5-2? They tied it. I know they lost on that flutter puck at the end. The last 2 games the Oilers have lost, they have lost because unusual things have happened. 3 power play goals in 6-7 minutes for Dallas. Now, there are reasons that it happened, but it's still unusual. Leon Draisaitl tipping the puck into his own net with 4-10. So yes, there are those things happen, but the Oilers have had much more of those things in their favor. And I think maybe people realize that and maybe this is what McDavid was getting to. It's going to be difficult. There's going to be ups and downs, but the Oilers can roll with it. Maybe people are buying into what I've been saying for a couple of years. Embrace the tension. Maybe now it's not boring, but it's normal. Does the fan base have that now where it's like, okay, I'm going to watch a hockey game and I'm going to feel like I'm losing my mind at some point, and that's okay because I've been through it and the team I'm watching has been through it, and I know they're going to be okay because they keep showing me game after game they're okay.
So you're saying it's okay to be fired up?
Yes.
As a fan base?
I'm saying there's this combination of being fired up, and of course, whenever you're fired up, it's for Gemco. Gemco Fireplaces, proudly serving Edmonton and area for 45 years, and the authorized dealer for Napoleon Fireplaces. Whether it's gas or wood burning, look no further than Canadian-made Napoleon Fireplaces. All the Napoleon products you need are available at Gemco, 9281 50th Street.
Well, Reid, maybe Smitty the Welder has a good point in terms, and it's deeper than just what he said. What he did say was, watching this team defend is what gives me confidence. Maybe that's why there is the confident, I guess, a group of fans, because this team is used to depending on their superstars, mostly, to carry the mail for this team.
Right.
And they have. What the Oilers have done this postseason, yes, Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, they're still lighting up the score sheet, but this team is playing unlike any team that Oilers fans have seen in the last several years. Correct? The 5-on-5 play, we've talked about it. The depth of this team, the defense, the puck-moving defensemen that they have. Everything is moving better, I guess, as a team than opposed to when they've had to say, okay, like in game 1, like you just said, against LA. Well, Connor, looks like you're going to have to go off and be Connor to save this team.
Right.
Well, since then, that hasn't really been the case. Connor's done Connor things, and Leon's right there in lockstep. But so have others. 19 players on this team have contributed on the score sheet. You have a player like John Klingberg who enters this as, well, hopefully we don't need John Klingberg. Because if we do, that might be a sad situation. No, quite the opposite. He's turned into a very efficient puck-moving defenseman. Jake Wallman. I mean, you go down the list of players that are contributing, not just your top stars. And I think that is what drives this quiet confidence, because all the cylinders are flying.
Yeah, it is.
So that fires me up that people have confidence.
Yeah.
Or what did you say? You didn't say confidence. You said they're not
cocky, but
nervous.
You'll be nervous watching the game. You might be certainly there are nerves being a sports fan. But I just get the sense there's not as much remember when after that one game I responded to people saying, "Well, Oilers going to Oiler," and I said, "Well, not really. Playoffs are going to playoffs. Right. Any team's going to have a crushing loss in the playoffs. Any Cup champion is going to have a crushing loss in the playoffs. I mean, here's it. Both these teams have trailed the series 2-0.
Yep.
Both these teams were close to going down 3-0. Edmonton needed a tying goal, surviving the goal being reviewed for kicked in, surviving a goalie interference challenge on that goal, and then scoring a power play goal 10 seconds after to get back in the series against LA, to be just to be down 2-1. Florida went to overtime, down 2-0 against the Toronto Maple Leafs. They were a shot away from being down 3-0. Teams get pushed. It gets tense. But I think the Oilers are more equipped to handle that. And I do think now watching this team be a perennial playoff team and survive a lot of these tough moments. And I know they haven't got the ultimate prize. I know there's somebody, until they win the Cup, they're losers. I know that some people have that sentiment. I don't agree with that. And I don't agree you're a loser if you don't get the championship every year. But there's a sense of, here's a great comment from Rob. This is simply the most composed and experienced Oilers team we have seen in decades. Yes, it's confidence. It's okay to use that word. The Panthers have it. So do the Oilers.
Fair.
Yeah.
That's a
great, and that's what's going to make this a great series. I mean, what did Cuthbert say on this show yesterday? Chris Cuthbert. He said this could be an iconic final. And I think that's what makes it so cool. Rematch, teams who have been there before, high level of skill, teams built with skill, with nastiness, with defending, a young coach who's pushing all the right buttons, an experienced coach who's pushing all the right buttons. It's great. But I think everybody senses that the Oilers are right there. They're not overmatched. I think everybody is really embracing this opportunity. I guess maybe that's the difference. I haven't done a great job summing this up because I'm trying to describe feelings, Jay, and feelings are complicated. They are. I know you don't love Cooper the Corgi the same way you love me. It's different.
Much.
Yeah. So you do rub both of our bellies
every day.
But maybe this is the shift I'm sensing in the fan base. All the trials and tribulations and trauma that go along with being a fan are still there. But maybe last season it was dreading the loss. And maybe this year it's embracing the opportunity to be champions. It's just a change in the mindset.
It is. I was just thinking about that last year going into the Stanley Cup Finals. And honestly, Reid, maybe opening at home makes a big difference too for the fan base.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
But going into that series, okay, they did it. They're in the Stanley Cup Final. And that was excitement enough. Now, been there, check that box. Now it's, okay, the Oilers are in the Stanley Cup Final. The Oilers need to go get the Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
That's the message now. It's not, we're happy to be here as a fan base. It's no. That cup needs to come back to Canada.
Yeah.
And honestly, Reid, the way this team is playing, that gives, especially this has been said many a time, even from out of market, teams and media. Canadian teams and Oilers especially would be that. The Edmonton Oilers fan base is a smart fan base. They know the game of hockey inside and out.
Yes.
They know when a team is cooking, when a team is moving, when a team is doing the right things. And that would lend itself to this confidence or this belief. And not finishing the job last year. sets up for a good storyline this year to go and finish the business from last year.
Absolutely. Oh, great time of year. This is fun, isn't it?
Yeah, fires me up.
Like when we started doing this show, we were fretting over preseason games. All right. Yeah, great stuff. You can get in touch, 780-218-9999. That is how you text us on the afternoon inbox. It's presented by River Cree Resort and Casino, home of Tap 25 Restaurant, where the entire menu is 50% off 7 days a week from 2 to 5 p.m. You can also email Reid at EdmontonSportsTalk.com, Jay at EdmontonSportsTalk.com. You can tune in, of course, go to the website, EdmontonSportsTalk.com, tune in radio app, iHeartRadio app, look for Edmonton Sports Talk there. Maybe you're getting us with the video element on YouTube, and we have the chat going on there. We call it the Nasty Chat, and if you are there, click that thumbs up button. Let's see if we can get to 200. Once again, we're going to do the first clue. Let's do the first clue before we do the off-topic topic. First clue, or do you want to do it the other way around?
No,
we'll do the first clue. First clue in the Hudson's Canada's Pub mystery athlete of the game. Hudson's Canada's Pub, you're invited down tonight for Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final. You can also join them Fridays and Saturdays from 9 p.m. for the late-night happy hour specials. Food starting at $4, drinks from $3.75. Book your reservation now at hudsonscanadaspub.com. So if you're new to this, you must text your guesses to 780-218-9999, the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. 3 guesses per person. Jay keeps an eye on it, and you're trying to win a $25 GC to Hudson's Canada's Pub.
I actually keep 2 eyes on it, not an eye.
Yeah, I can only keep 1 eye on it if I were doing it. I might be up to an eye and a half. First clue is 41st. The first clue is 41st. Okay? There it is. And we got a shorter show today. So we'll get through the clues. We'll do clues more frequently than usual.
You don't think anybody's going to get it from that?
It's possible. It's possible. I would doubt it. Maybe after the second clue somebody
Would it
gets
be unbelievable if somebody did?
No, it'd be unlikely. All right. We also have the off-topic topic.
Yeah, Reid, you did. Jen Cool says, Reid got a haircut. Looking fresh.
I did get a haircut at 10 this morning. 10 a.m. Well, between about 10 and 10:40.
It's a fresh-looking cut, young man.
Thanks. I don't have a very creative haircut. Let's make it shorter.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
The off-topic topic is presented by William Huff. Since 1952, William Huff has provided industry-leading advertising solutions for thousands of valued clients. Their unparalleled customer service, combined with decades of industry expertise and a desire to make every job the very best it can be, is what they call the William Huff Advantage. Visit their website at williamhuff.com or give them a shout at 780-454-4536. The off-topic topic is, it's actually an on-topic topic today. What are you doing for the game tonight? We want to know, what are you doing for the game tonight? Following a routine, doing something special because it's a Stanley Cup final, we're meeting with other people, bringing new fans into it. What are you doing for the game tonight? That's it. Let us know.
What are you doing for the game, Reid?
I'll be in the arena. It's going to be cool. Very lucky.
That is cool. That is very cool to be there working the game. Little more company than usual, I'm certain.
Yeah, it'll be a much fuller press box than usual. I'm not sure if I'll have my same seat or not, but whatever, that's fine. I think I'm still sitting by Matthew Iwanek, which will be nice. There's going to be a lot of media there. It's good. The vibe's going to be great. I'm looking forward to it. I'm ready to go.
Wish with the influx of media that they'd separate Matt and be like, well, sorry, bud.
I'm fine with it. We give him a hard time. He's a delightful young man.
I'm going home right from here. Catch my wife and my oldest before they go to basketball practice, but me and the 2 littles are going to watch the game and just sit in my chair, massage my feet like I normally do. And
like Lieutenant Eric?
No, I actually have like a foot massage boot.
Oh, you actually have something
that you can step into.
Okay.
It was a great gift from my wife. Maybe have a 6 o'clock lager or 2.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. What a great time of year. Game 1 tonight, game 2 at Rogers Place on Friday. Here's how we expect the Oilers to line up. We'll Coach said Connor Brown is a game time decision, but Connor Brown said he's playing. McDavid between Nugent Hopkins and Perry, Draisaitl, Kane and Kapanen, Henrique, Frederic and Brown. What did I say Frederic? Henrique and Frederic. Henrique and Frederic. Henrique and Frederic and Brown. Janmark, Podkolzin, Arvidsson defensively. Ekholm with Bouchard, Nurse with Kulak, Wallman with Klingberg, Stewart, Skinner in net. What we got from the Panthers, Jay?
Well, these are the projected lines for the Panthers. You got Barkov centering Evan Rodriguez and Sam Reinhart, Sam Bennett centering Carter Verhaeghe and Matthew Tkachuk, Anton Lundell centering Luista Reinen and Brad Marchand, and Thomas Nosek centering Jesper Boqvist and Jona Gadjevich. On defense, it's Forsling and Ekblad, Nico Mikkola and Seth Jones, and Nate Smish and Dmitry Kulikov.
All right.
That third line, Reid.
They're good. We're going to have some comments from Paul Maurice a little bit later on. Well, more about Lundell. He means a lot to the team.
Did Paul Maurice tell you to get the comments from him and tell you to put them on the show?
No, I just listened to it and then picked one clip. Yeah, I decided I'm not going to run absolutely everything.
Okay.
First
clue is 41st.
First clue is 41st. Yes. Someone missed it. It's not 41st Street. It's 41st. We'll do another clue at around 3:40. We got Jay's play of the day coming up for the off-topic topic for William Huff. Let us know what you're doing for the game, how you're going to embrace Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final. Keep clicking that thumb up. Give us a like if you're on the YouTube stream as well. Here comes the Coop.
At home, the Oilers challenge the Panthers. Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final. Edmonton's Connor Brown is a game-time decision, while AJ Greer of the Panthers takes a seat for Jesper Boqvist stepping into action. Join Tom Gazzola at the Canadian Ice House as he goes live alongside Hernan Salas for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show at 5 o'clock right here on EST. Meanwhile, former Rangers assistant coach Dan Muse is headed to Pittsburgh to become the 23rd coach in franchise history for the Penguins. For the Avalanche, Brock Nelson has signed a 3-year, $22.5 million deal with the 33-year-old, scoring 26 goals and 56 points split between the Avs and the Islanders last season. In the CFL, 25-year-old Nick Anderson is re-upped with the Elks through the 2026 season. He led the CFL in tackles last year. From Toronto, the Jays and Phillies duke it out. Jose Barrios starts for Toronto, while Mick Abel gets a call for Philadelphia. Around the league, we see the D-backs and Braves match up. Kansas City and St. Louis go at it, while the Twins meet the Athletics. And earlier, the Riverhawks improved to 2-0 on the season, getting by the Harbor Cats by a score of 9-1. This sports update is brought to you by Windsor Plywood Leduc, locally owned and operated since 1993. They have doors, flooring, baseboards, and of course, they got plywood. Go see the knowledgeable staff today at Windsor Plywood Leduc. The Reid Wilkins Show rolls on after a brief intermission. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
Two guys and a goalie.
We've seen how the Oilers are playing consistently. Everybody's jumping in. You know, if a new guy comes in the lineup, he sort of picks it up. If this series is a long one, are we going to notice the absence of Zach Hyman?
I think so. You will start recognizing that Zach Hyman, you're going to be telling yourself, gosh, it'd be nice to have Hyman in the lineup right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's 10 less it's a game. The longer the series goes on, the more you feel
Two guys and a goalie, presented by GS Construction. Tuesday and Thursday afternoons at noon, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Fridays just got a whole lot more fun. Spin the wheel at the banquet for your shot to win big and save on your bill. Spin, win, save. It's that easy. Details at thebanquetbar.com. The Banquet. Get real. Play hard.
GCL Diesel has been serving oil country since 1972. From diesel cars to SUVs to pickups. From farm tractors to school buses to a big rig. From diesel generators to forklifts, GCL can test, troubleshoot, and repair all diesel fuel system components. Whether it's injectors, pumps, turbos, filters, or additive, GCL has the parts you need to keep your diesel running the way it should. For genuine diesel parts at wholesale prices, visit GCL Diesel in the West End or online at GCLDiesel.com. GCL Diesel. Diesel understood.
Hey Edmonton, ready to take advantage of lower rates and better pricing? South Fort Chevrolet in Fort Saskatchewan has you covered. From rugged trucks to sleek SUVs. And with over 40 years in business, you can trust that you're getting the best deal on your new ride. As the proud title sponsor of the Nielsen Show, EST listeners can drive a little to save a lot with South Fort Chevrolet's transparent pricing and down-to-earth sales team. Visit us today in Fort Saskatchewan or online at southfortchev.com.
Time out, Edmonton. The new Play Alberta app has arrived, and it's here to make your gambling experiences more fun, exciting, and secure. Enjoy the convenience of hundreds of casino games, betting live on your favorite sports teams, and access to lotteries all in one place, anywhere in Alberta. Enter code YEG50 to receive a $50 free bet when you make a $5 minimum deposit. That's a $50 free bet for new and existing users using code YEG50. Remember, if you gamble, use your game sense.
Keep your team jersey and rally towel close by and help bring the championship home. For all your other treasures, store them with Sentinel Storage. Store Canadian. Try 4 weeks free at sentinelstorage.ca. Proud partner of the Edmonton Oilers.
All right, thanks a lot for joining us this afternoon. Oilers Panthers tonight at Rogers Place. Puck will drop at about 20 after 6 for Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final. Jay and I are with you until 5. Tom Gazzola, who's also going to check in about 20 minutes here or so, a little less than that. We'll have the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show live from the Canadian Ice House from 5 until 6 tonight. Hernan Salas, part of that show. Matt Cassian as well. I'm not sure who they've got for guests, but it's going to be a great tee up for that program. We'll have we've got some guesses for Hudson's Canada's Pub Mystery Athlete of the Game.
We do.
Nobody has won, so we'll give clue number 2 in about 10 or 15 minutes. If no one gets it in the meantime. But what?
Do you see who's in the nasty chat?
Greg Buchanan.
Yeah.
My old boss in Lloydminster.
Well, you go to our website, edmontonsportstalk.com.
Yeah, you actually can join the nasty
You can become
club.
a nasty.
But really, if you're a listener, we call you a nasty. So that's pretty cool.
That's great.
All right.
The off-topic topic.
Greg.
Yes, thanks for tuning in for sure. The off-topic topic for William Huff. What you doing tonight? Where are you watching the game? How are you consuming the Oilers? Nash and Whitecourt. Oh, boy. Tonight I'll be coaching my daughter's soccer. We moved it to a quick game, 6-7 instead of 6-8. And then he says, but first I will light the shrine and turn the game on out on the deck so it's ready when I get back for the first half of the game.
Oh, good. Okay.
He's got an Oilers shrine. It is something else. Troll says, every time I've watched this postseason, they've lost. So I'll be playing Fallout 4 and refreshing the NHL website.
No, he's not going to do that.
To say, I said, oh my, what dedication. That is dedication. If he feels that's what helps the Oilers win, all the power to you, bro. Big Uke watching at the parents' place, crack a few 6 o'clocker loggers, have some game day snacks, and yell and scream at the TV for 3 hours. Sounds exhilarating.
I don't believe that Troll won't watch the game.
Why?
There's no way Troll will be able to resist.
He's dedicated.
You gotta watch. You gotta watch. How could you?
But he says every time I've watched this postseason, they've lost. They've only lost 4 games. They've won 12. So he's not watching every game.
Yeah,
anyways.
I don't know. He's gonna watch.
Don't watch.
I don't. No, Troll's gonna watch, and I'm sure he's watched games in which they've won.
There are some great guesses tying 41st to, and we can't give anything away, but very creative nasties. I'm proud of you.
That's pretty good. No, I just gotta say, okay, Troll. If that is true, that you've watched 4 Oilers playoff games and they've lost all 4, you are not the reason.
Oh, of course not.
It's a coincidence.
100%.
Your favorite team, well, I assume he's an Oilers fan, is in the Stanley Cup Final. You really want to play video games while that's happening? You gotta watch.
I don't blame him. It's a really good video game.
You gotta watch. Oh, okay, fair enough. I guess I don't know.
I'm just saying.
I don't know the quality of the video game.
If you feel, it's like when people wear their favorite shirt or their favorite jersey to help the Oilers in some way. If you feel that that's helping and that works for you, then Fallout 4 it is, baby.
I guess.
What is Fallout?
I'm totally different when it comes to that. I want to watch. I want to see everything that happens. I want to take it all in. Like I've told the story about one of my, but now I wasn't friends with him in 06, but I've got to know him since. Game 7 in 2006, he went and cleaned his car. And he loves the Oilers. He knows all the stats. He knows all the history. He's totally invested. He'd watched every game up until then. Game 7 in 06, he went and cleaned his car. And I was like, how could you miss the game? And he was like, I couldn't handle it.
Oh, too much pressure.
And he also said, he also said, if I was watching the game and they fall behind, I'd be more comfortable than if they were ahead. Because he said if they're behind, then I can kind of already start to accept that they're going to lose. But if they're ahead and they blow it, then I have to deal with the crushing of that loss. I'm just more like, just watch it. Well, just watch it.
You know, as we all know, there are more important things in life than sports. And Potato Salad Jesse certainly brings light to that. He said he's going to be working on his dad's eulogy before the game. His celebration of life is on Saturday. He loved the Oilers. Let's go Oilers.
That's very kind to text that in.
Yeah.
Our condolences.
Yes.
But is he going to watch, though? He's going to work on the eulogy up until game time?
Yeah, I'll probably give him some inspiration. Norman at Combine says, I'll be doing a brake job at the campsite on my old pickup truck. That's good. Keeps your hands busy, you know?
Well, I hope people are enjoying this experience.
Yes.
Yes,
it's meant to be enjoyed.
It's meant to be enjoyable. You know what else we enjoy?
It's Jay. It's play. He's Jay. It's today. It's Jay's play of the day. It's Jay's play of the day. Jay's play of the day. Yeah.
Jay's play of the day is presented by Play Alberta, your home for online gaming excitement featuring casino games, live dealer action, lottery, instants, and sports betting. Now with the new Play Alberta app, you can take the fun with you anywhere. Download the app or sign up today at playalberta.ca. All right, Jay.
Okay, we talked about the third line of the Florida Panthers. That's Anton Lundell, Louis Sterainen, and Brad Marchand. They are playing inspired hockey. I put something together that combined that line.
Okay,
because I based off their playoffs thus far, they're going to contribute in some manner. And I said Anton Lundell, 1 or more points. Connor McDavid, 1 or more points.
Okay,
and over 6.5 goals.
You're going with the over.
I am.
All right.
I am. I think this game's going to come out flying. And Reid, I'm not afraid to say that this game could be lopsided in flying.
Oh, really? Okay.
It could be a 4-1 game after the first.
Oh, come on. For who?
DVD, bro.
One of the two teams.
One of the two teams, probably. No, I just think there's going to be pucks put on net. I think there's going to be goals. I think they're going to get to Bobrovsky. And I think this game has the opportunity to just come out to a torrid pace and then tighten up as it goes on. So that's what I got. Anton Lundell, 1+ point. Connor McDavid, 1+ point. Over 6.5 goals. Here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. When I put this in and I did this I always do this first on my own just to see what the odds would be. Because Play Alberta usually boosts this. They didn't say they boosted it. So I don't know what the heck's going on here. But when I did this on my own, it was plus 261.
Okay.
If you go into playalberta.ca, click on the EST specials, this is currently at plus 420.
Oh, wow.
These odds are good. So if you want to ride with Jay, head on over to playalberta.ca, click on the EST specials. And you know what I did, Reid? I grabbed, I used promo code EST Sports. I deposited $20.
Yep.
I used promo code EST Sports, and I got a $50 free sports bet.
Oh, sweet.
Guess what I put it on?
On your own play of the day.
Jay's play of the day.
You're betting on yourself.
I have to. In what world would you, if you had the opportunity to bet on yourself literally, that's a great feeling. I feel honored to bet on myself. So
well, that's pretty cool.
So I took the $50 free bet because it is a single bet. And I put it on Jay's play of the day. Hey, let's see. It's good odds. Why not?
How do you? Because I guess any sport can have quote unquote, garbage time points or the over under. I mean, before that. I mean, now we talk very openly about sports gambling, and there's a lot of sponsorship and stuff like that. But before those days, Al Michaels would always make these veiled references
he had
to
a bookie.
there'd be like a late field goal or a late touchdown, and it'd be like 24-20. We got 44 total points. That's those who know. He would leave it at that.
Chris Berman too. Chris Berman would always
do that as well?
to the over under of the point spread. And they cover.
Oh, right, yeah.
He would do that.
Michaels would do it a little more subtly, I think. The thing about hockey is, so the line is 6.5. It could be 3-2 with 40 seconds left. And you're thinking, I got the under locked up.
Right.
2 empty net goals.
Good. Yeah, very good.
That's the little more unpredictable, the thing that makes hockey a little tougher. I guess any sport could have that. Garbage time points in football. Basketball could be they put in some guy off the bench who just launches threes for the last 2 minutes in a blowout and makes all of them, But anyway, so you're taking the over on 6.5.
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Life's too short.
And
to bet
McDavid
the
has
unders.
to get how many points?
1 or more.
And Lundell has to get 1 or more. Okay, that's a pretty good one.
Erico says, I'm enjoying the game at my house. Kids are having some friends over, and we're going to eat pizza and deep fry some churros.
Oh, that sounds tasty.
Yes.
Yeah, hopefully some nice food selections for tonight.
Penner's Pancake. I'm thinking a 5-2 type score.
Okay, well.
You're in line with the glue guy. Old Penner's Pancakes. I love Penner's. Have you seen Penner's Pancakes in real life?
Yeah, I have, yes.
He's a massive man.
Yeah. He was, I can't remember the first time when we went that Elks.
Yeah, it was
watch?
at Century
Or was he
Casino,
at the
at
Nasty
Selly's.
Bash? That was a bit of a blur for me because I was
Me
dressed
too.
as a bird for part of it. And
Well, it was a
very
blur for
hot,
me for
very
different
hot
reasons.
and uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that's Jay's play of the day for Play Alberta.
It's Jay, it's play, he's Jay, it's today. It's Jay's play of the day. It's Jay's play of the day. Jay's play of the day.
Believe in me.
All right, what is that stuff at the end?
Believe in
Or are
me.
you playing that, Coop?
Yes.
Coop's layering.
Do you mind that, dude?
Hey,
Trying to
Coop,
add a little
you
flair.
Well, I've heard better things.
don't sully Coop's. He's trying to add to the show.
I'm just giving him a hard time.
Do you think that's a synthesizer or some sort of a flute? Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, at the end of your jingle?
Yeah,
It's a synth.
it's got to be a synth.
It's a synth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it the...
No, I don't think it's a tabletop. I think it's a
synth guitar or whatever they were called.
Synth-tar.
The synth-tar.
Yeah.
right.
We're talking.
Remember to give us the thumbs up on YouTube as well. Let's have another 200 thumb show in the playoffs. I haven't done the little song yet.
Click, click, click. Must you click? Please, please click. Must you click? You must click. Thumb, thumb, thumb.
That's a cappella, as opposed to your jingle has music.
Yeah, I could even throw in some harmonies there too.
Yeah, you could.
Thumb, thumb, thumb.
All right. Let's do clue number 2. Hudson's Canada's Pub Mystery Athlete of the Game. You're trying to win a $25 gift card to Hudson's Canada's Pub. You must text your guesses. I know somebody in the Nasty Chat was asking where you send it. 780-218-9999. River Crew Resort and Casino inbox. Remember, we don't acknowledge guesses in the Nasty Chat or guesses that are emailed. We just ignore them. So make sure you text them because maybe you're putting a helpful answer in the Nasty Chat, but you won't be able to win, right? So clue number 2 is 35th. Clue number 2 is 35th. So the first clue was 41st. Clue number 2 is 35th.
A lot of going on.
It really is. It really is. Connor Brown, it's game time decisions, what the coach said, but Connor Brown said he expects to play. So that would mean Jeff Skinner would come out. AJ Greer is not going to play right for the Panthers, so Boquist will be in. Good player coming in for them. Great showdown. It's all starting at 6:20 tonight at Rogers Place. We'll get a continued scene set with Tom Gazzola from the Oil Stream when we get back. Here's the Coop.
Edmonton's Connor Brown is a game-time decision for Game 1 of the final going tonight, and Florida will be scratching AJ Greer in favor of Jesper Boquist. Swing by the Canadian Ice House to join Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show, which kicks off at 5 o'clock right here on EST. Elsewhere, the Penguins have hired head coach Dan Muse. He becomes the 23rd head coach in Penguins history. Muse coming over from New York, being a former assistant of the Rangers. From Colorado, the Avs have extended 33-year-old Brock Nelson to a 3-year deal worth $7.5 million per season. While for the Elks, they've re-upped Nick Anderson to a 1-year contract extension. The 25-year-old led the CFL in tackles last season. While in baseball, the Jays and Phillies rematch, Toronto losing 8-3 in their series opener yesterday. Jose Barrios takes them out for the Jays. And back in Edmonton, the Riverhawks smacked the Harbor Cats 9-1. Later, we see the Cactus Rats battle the Bombers out in Brooks. This sports update is brought to you by Clover Bar Feeds. Clover Bar Feeds has all the animal feed you'll need. Get top-notch service and selection from their family-owned business. Visit Clover Bar Feeds at 200 Portage Close in Sherwood Park, or call them at 780-467-5014. Tom Gazzola is next on the Reid Wilkins Show. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
Get your fix every single game with the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas. Whether it's breaking down the starting lineup, predicting key matchups, or diving deep into the game's biggest moments, Tom and Hernan are here to give you the best insight and analysis in the city. After the final horn, get the breakdown of every key moment, performance, and player reactions. It's your one-stop shop for all things game day. Catch the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Gallo LLP is an Alberta-based accounting firm with expert chartered professional accountants in both our Edmonton and Sherwood Park accounting firms. Our experienced and innovative accountants provide financial advice that saves our clients money. Simply put, we help our clients protect their assets and grow their businesses. At Gallo LLP, they go beyond the numbers to ensure the continued success of your business. Reach out to Preet or John to discuss how they can help your business grow. Visit gallollp.ca today and see how they can help you take your business to the next level.
Do you have pets? Horses? Chickens? Did the place you used to get your feed recently close down? Have no fear. Clover Bar Feeds is here. Whether it's dogs, cats, horses, or chickens, Clover Bar Feeds has you covered. Offering a large variety of food and feed, you can trust the experts at Clover Bar Feeds. They've been family owned and operated for over 60 years. This means you can expect nothing less than top-notch service and selection. Come visit them at 200 Portage Close in Sherwood Park, or visit them online at cloverbarfeeds.com.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know.
Must you click? Click. Thumb. Must you click? Thumb, thumb, thumb.
All right, there is the Thumb Click remix as put together by Zachary Kubish. We are 4 thumbs away from 100. So let's get to 100 right away. 155 double word of the day territory, and we've had a 200 thumb threshold in the playoffs. We've gotten there every show. Yesterday, I think we won about 190 or something like that. Maybe we hit 200 after the fact. I didn't go back and look. Just a 2-hour show today, though, so get in there and click right away. Don't be a pleasure delayer. Lots of reasons to give the show a like. It's Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final. Jason Milne, Reid Wilkins, Zachary Kubish in the Banquet studio. Craving a late-night snack? Check out the Banquet's new late-night happy hour menu, Sunday to Thursday, 9 p.m. until close. Enjoy favorites like sweet and spicy lettuce wraps or the Banquet burger at happy hour prices. The Banquet, get real, play hard. Quickly, the 2 clues for the Hudson's Canada's Pub mystery athlete of the game, 41st and 35th. Has anybody won? Nobody won over the commercial?
No.
Okay, we'll give another clue at the top of the hour. Then I think somebody will get it. I hope. I mean, somebody has to get it by 5. Or we gotta, I don't know what we do at that point. We extend it? Draw a name from the hat? No, we can't. We're not going to draw a name from the hat. We'll figure something out.
The guesses that are coming
somebody
in
will get it.
Just awesome.
Really? Like creative?
Very
thinking, deep thinkers?
Deep thought. Yes.
A lot of deep thought. Deep Thoughts by Jack Handy. Wasn't that the SNL sketch?
Yes.
I can't remember what any of them were, but they were hilarious.
And they were just a picture, right? Like a
it was just a serene, usually
Right.
a sunset or a beach or something like that, or Tom Gazzola's black and white audition photo. Tom, how are you doing?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I get like this very excited sense of self whenever I hear that Thumb 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 remix. I find it oddly fantastic.
Oh, good. That's good.
Yeah.
Now, did you ever do? Because you and I both were in the TV world for a while, and you actually still are with some of the other stuff. Like I know we're on video here on EST, but it's not the same as when we were anchoring or reporting. I know you do some other stuff on top of that. So we had to put together demo tapes. Like I actually would go edit stuff and put them onto a VHS, and then I would mail them to a news director to apply for a job or say, check this out. But did you ever do anything like? Did you ever get headshots done? Because I know I did have some colleagues. They would go get, nice headshots, and then with their resume, they would include 1 or 2 along with their demo tape. Did you ever do anything like that?
Yeah, I had like promo pics and headshots, but it would be done either like I didn't go and hire someone myself, Friedrich. Like I remember at Nate, I think we would take promo photos and I kind of use those on my demo. The case that I would have to design and print out and put my abilities and all that. And I think I have a few of my demos left in the shelving underneath behind me. And I look back at that, I'm like, oh my God, like it was cringe. And I don't know how I ended up getting a job out of there. But now everything is like digital, right? So you put a video together and I still have a demo, like I refresh it. Just in case there's like an opportunity that pops up. But that was a big thing. And then you'd have to go get the big envelopes and
the
bubble wrap
mailers, the special mailers
send
for
them
VHS.
out. I did that, and that's how I got to CTV Edmonton when I was in Lloyd. I felt like I had effed up enough in Lloyd and learned enough to upgrade or graduate to the next size market, and sent out tapes or DVDs everywhere. And I think Saskatoon, one of the either CTV or Global there, they got back to me. That died pretty quickly. And then CTV Edmonton, Dave Mitchell, who I was doing work for The Score already around the Oilers and the Eskimos at the time, was like, hey, we need a fill-in. And so I ended up working there, anchoring sports briefly. And then I got the Oilers TV job. So it's like, yes, demo and hustle and all that, but if you get opportunities and you meet people, you have to take advantage of those. But yeah, I had promo shots and headshots and stuff like that. But that just shows you how old we are.
Yes. Well, me more than you, my friend. Like I said, I was sending out stuff on VHS when I was applying for jobs. Yeah.
Part of me wants to know what you would list as your special skills.
Reads at a 7th grade level, smiles a lot, decent hygiene practices, competent in typing. Like, I don't know. You would put honestly, Jay, though, like outside of that stuff, which was at the top of my list, it'd be like reporter, anchor, host, can edit, knows how to use the newsroom program or Gateway, because at CTV, they have a system that it's all integrated across the country that's tied in, I think, with ABC down in the US. And then at Nate and in Lloyd Reid, I think we had newsroom, right? Where you had to write your scripts and stuff.
Yeah, I guess we had a program. I think it was called Newsroom. Sure.
So you'd be proficient at editing, even though that was total BS on my part. I'm a terrible editor, but it was stuff like that. And then smiles and is generally nice, and good hygiene practices.
Well, quite frankly, I've worked with some people in broadcasting over the years, not at this station, but where I wish that the hygiene had been a standard for what they were doing. Yeah.
There's some
I
stinkers out
won't
there,
say
man.
where.
That's terrible.
I worked with a guy once, like he smelled like manure. Like I think maybe he never washed his clothes, or maybe he was one of those people that just only washed clothes every 2 months or something like that. Because I think it was more than just body odor. I think it was like ground into what he was wearing or something like that. And he wasn't in my department, so I was like, should somebody, like, I didn't want to say anything, but I was like, somebody should say something.
And there would be let's use a videographer as an example, like that they'd literally be running from scene to scene, place to place, and they are hustling, and they don't have time to put on some extra pit stick, and they would stink. Like they'd be stuck in 30-degree weather. They go from like a car accident to Pet Expo, and they have to be there at a certain time.
But that was more the conditions. Sometimes
that's the conditions.
Yeah, they weren't like that every day.
I called somebody out at the gym, a complete stranger, who we worked out at the same time at the Ardrossan Rec Center.
How long ago was this? This happened this year, didn't it?
2 years. 2 years ago.
I think you've told me this.
Yeah, and he would clear out, it's not a huge gym. He would clear out half of it. It was disgusting. Awful. And he'd put the fans facing, like, it was terrible. I first complained to the people at the desk. I said, this is ungodly. You cannot ask me to come here and work out. And so I talked to the guy and I said, excuse me, I just got to know, like, do you know how bad you smell?
How did he respond to that, Jay?
He had no idea.
Oh my God.
Yeah. He had at least he said, and he sold me pretty good. He had no idea. And I since stopped going to that gym.
Wow.
But it wasn't confrontational. I was a little pissed off at the time when I mentioned this to him. I'll admit that. I'm like, do you have any idea how bad you smell? What are you talking about? So anyways, I'm not afraid to say that. Anyways, we're meandering.
Yeah, we're meandering. This is an interesting meandering. We might have to do that as an off-topic topic in the summer. I think, did we do something like that? How do you tell somebody they stink?
Well, I just tell you.
Sorry, you just tell it.
Sorry, guy. I'm going to tell you.
Tom Gazzola is here as the Oilers and Panthers play tonight. About a 6:20 face-off at Rogers Place. Tom's going to take over the stream at 5 with Hernan and Cass and special guest as well for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. Hey, look, so much excitement for this. The series is starting in Edmonton. The Oilers are a rare team to have home ice advantage in the Cup final after not having it in the first 3 rounds. You're downtown and you're heading over to Ice House right away. What is there already? Like, we see the trucks driving around with the big flags before games and honking the "Let's Go Oilers" cadence. Are people already gathering? Is the build already starting for 6 o'clock?
Seriously, Reid, all day, and I went set up for the pre and post game show around 2 o'clock, and it was getting busy. Like, I was talking to the Ice House crew, and I think they were already starting the line. If you were trying to do just a walk-in without a reservation, the line was already starting to build up, and they had to call staff in. The weather's holding up so they can have the rooftop patio going. There's people that just are hanging around to get a sense of the vibe. You could just see. I was joking earlier in the day, like, you see the Oilers jersey with the business attire on the bottom, right? There's a bunch of that. People kind of like walking through the pedways and looking into the Ice District Plaza, kind of seeing what's going on. They have trucks and lifts in there. I saw William Huff in there yesterday, and they're putting up banners, cleaning everything up. There's literally like the cleaning crew pressure washing the moss pit because,
right,
there's drinks that get spilled and, blood, sweat, and tears that get spilled on there. And as the cleanup crew is pressure washing, there's people just sitting on the side where there's little seats, and they're getting sprayed with the pressure washer, and they're not moving. They just want to feel like they're a part of it. And it's really cool. And I know there was a bit of that last year, but I think given where this team has matured to and how people feel about them now, I think we're seeing more buy-in than before, where it was like, wow, this is amazing. Can you believe the Oilers are here? Last year too. Wow, this is amazing. The Oilers are back, and I think I feel really good about it. I just want to be around it. There's a bit of a shift that way, but yeah, it's a nut house around here. It usually is on a game day, and it's been elevated, by the 10th degree.
Yeah, that's a good point, though. And Jay and I started the show with some chat on that about the feeling with the fan base. Like, of course, there are nerves. Of course, there's worry, but there is more of a sense of the Oilers belong. The Oilers might lose a game or be pushed or have a bad stretch, but they've always bounced back. I think there's a little more sense of belief with the fans as well. Okay, Tom, we'll let you go. You're going to be on at 5 o'clock, so just over an hour, taking over the stream. I look forward to, I don't know where we're sitting tonight, but I'll see you up on the media level somewhere.
Yes, you and Owanek are together. I should have just texted this to you guys. And I've finagled a seat beside my good friends with NHL PR. So don't worry about me. You and Owanek are all set, okay?
Okay. Are we near where we were, do you know, or we've been moved? You don't know the numbers?
I looked at the list today. It's different. The league has changed everything. Yeah, it's how different it is.
As long as I'm not behind a post or something like that, I'll be okay.
No, I asked for VIP for you, and they said, we'll see what we can do.
Yeah. Can you pipe in some Def Leppard just to Reid's station while he's watching the game?
They asked if you wanted some Def Leppard. I said he wants all Def Leppard.
All the Leopard, the whole catalog. Right. Tom, love you, buddy. See you at the rink. Have a great show at 5.
Yeah, good job, boys. See you later.
Tom Gazzola, host of the Oil Stream here on Edmonton Sports Talk, and yes, taking over at 5 o'clock to get you ready for the game. On after the game as well for the post-game show. I'll be on for that with Reid for Edmonton Garrison Memorial Golf and Curling Club. We better do a limerick or two here.
Yeah.
Bronco Nick emailing us. You can email Reid at edmontonsportstalk.com or Jay at edmontonsportstalk.com. So I did a hit with, was it Donnie and Dolly in Vancouver today? So they said, hey, Reid, we've never had you on the show before, so we got to ask you about your last name. And I thought they were going to make a Dominique Wilkins joke like I've been doing for years and you do sometimes. And they were like, are you related to Barry Wilkins, who scored the first goal in Canucks history or something like that? And I'm like, no, sorry to disappoint you. But then I quickly told the story about how I interviewed a very disinterested Dominique Wilkins several years ago. All right, Bronco Nick says, finally the playoffs have come back. Well, he wants me to do this in the Rock's voice. I can't do this in the Rock's voice. So I'm just going to read it. Finally, the playoffs have come back to my TV. Who puts the first notch in their belt? We'll see. Connor will fly 2 goals from dry. The game won't be close. Oilers by 3. From a confident Bronco Nick. Why not? Do you want to do VRs?
I'll do VR, yeah. He's coming in as Vehement Rabbit Montenegro today. The Stanley Cup final begins tonight. Whoa, Nelly. I hope to see an Oiler victory and Selly. The team's play is tight. Knobs are tweaked just right. Anyone disturbed about Jay rubbing Reid's belly?
Depends how you take it.
Not anybody in this office, I'll tell you that.
Coming up in the second hour of the show, we got some clips here from Knobloch, from Paul Maurice, from Connor Brown as well. To get Zach Hyman, we'll talk about the injury. We did have a swap of the alumni. We were told Dwayne Rolson would not be available today, so we got Charlie Huddy on the show. We'll try to get Rolson later on in the series, but Charlie Huddy is a great guest as well. We're still going to do our double word of the day. Assuming we get to 155 thumbs, we need about 25 more to get there, and let's keep building towards 200 as well. Getting there and click right away. Getting there and click right away.
The amount of people watching, we should
get us to 200. If you haven't given us a like on YouTube, share the show link with somebody else. Say, hey, these guys have been talking Stanley Cup final all day. So get in there and click that thumbs up button. And or we're going to do a buying or selling as well, which mine's about, how do I say it without giving it away? Because you didn't want to know ahead of time.
You want to know what mine's about?
I'll just wait.
You want to know what mine's about?
You can tell me if you want.
Lord Stanley's Cup.
Lord Stanley's Cup, not Lord Stanley.
His cup.
Who we are not trying to win. The Oilers are not trying to win Lord Stanley.
Nor are we trying to summon.
The winning team will perform a seance to summon Lord Stanley. All right, 780-218-9999 is the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. River Cree Resort and Casino, home of the kitchen restaurant, all-you-can-eat prime rib buffet for just $49.99 every Sunday from 4 to 10 p.m. You must text that number with your guesses for the Hudson's Canada's Pub Mystery Athlete of the Game. Clue number 3 is Thrashers. Clue number 3 is Thrashers. So the clues have been 41st, 35th, and Thrashers. I think we're going to have a winner by the time we get back from the 4 o'clock break.
We will see.
The Lock Shop.
Okay, tonight's game. Who do you like to score first?
You know what's funny? I gave him a lot of praise, but I'd love to know the number on this. He hasn't scored since Game 2 of the Vegas Golden Knights series. He has a bomb, and I kind of was just talking. I got a hunch, and I'm going to be betting on this. Jake Wellman goal. I don't know if he scores first, but I'm thinking he's getting on the board tonight.
A Wellman goal.
Tell me, baby.
Is plus 1367.
I love it.
The Lock Shop, weekday mornings at 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
If you aren't wearing a Connect belt, what are you waiting for? A one-size-fits-all belt with a smooth, hole-free track system makes it adjustable for the perfect fit. With fully customizable options, you can choose your belt color, material, and buckle to suit your style. 100% Canadian-owned and operated, Connect belts are designed for work, everyday wear, and even a round of golf. Check out the large selection of men's and women's styles at www.knktbelts.com. Connect belts, the perfect fit every time.
Experience the iconic music of Dire Straits with DSL. Dire Straits Legacy, June 12th in the venue at River Cree Resort and Casino. Featuring original members and musicians who recorded, performed, and toured the globe with Dire Straits. Alan Clark, Dire Straits' first keyboardist, plus Phil Palmer, Danny Cummings, and Mel Collins. This incredible show includes all the hits, Money for Nothing, Sultans of Swing, Walk of Life, and more. Tickets at rivercreeresort.com.
River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it.
You've heard the name, but what does it mean? For over 66 years, William Huff Advertising has supplied signage from screen printing to digital to LED with design, production, and install in-house. It's a one-stop shop for all your signage needs. Edmonton owned and operated, William Huff has been trusted by the biggest companies and teams in the City of Champions and many others across the country to do the job. If you're looking for a way to get the word out about your company or event, they are the answer. Go to www.williamhuff.com. Their results speak for themselves.
Game 1 of the Stanley Cup final goes tonight between the Oilers and Panthers. Connor Brown, a game-time decision for the Oilers, while Florida's Jesper Boquist takes the place of AJ Greer. Join Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show, live from Canada, from the Canadian Ice House, with coverage starting at 5 right here on EST. For the Penguins, Dan Muse is headed from New York to Pittsburgh to become the 23rd coach in Penguins history. Muse is a former assistant coach of the Rangers. Elsewhere, 33-year-old Brock Nelson has signed a 3-year contract extension with the Avalanche, worth a total of over $22 million. Back in Edmonton, Nick Anderson signs a 1-year contract extension with the Elks after the 25-year-old led the CFL in tackling last season. In the MLB, the Jays and Phillies meet once again. Jose Barrios gets a start for Toronto. Mick Abel for the Phillies, and no games are live right now. But for the Riverhawks, they walked by the Harbor Cats 9-1 to improve to 2-0 on the season. They have their series closer tomorrow. I'm Zachary Kubish. That was your sports update. The second hour of the Reid Wilkins Show starts right now.
All right, thanks, Coop. Great job, Coop, with the Edmonton Sports Talk hat today. Looking great. Oilers and Panthers tonight, 6:20 puck drop. The official start time for this one, Game 2 on Friday. Then what do we know for sure? We know all the games for sure, but the games that'll be played for sure. First 4 in the series. What do we got? Game 3 Monday in Sunrise. Game 4 next Thursday in Sunrise. Appreciate you tuning in this afternoon. Hope you're as hyped up as we are for tonight's start of the Stanley Cup final, and we do have a winner in the Hudson's Canada's Pub Mystery Athlete of the Game, $25 gift card.
We do. Mac.
First time winner, possibly?
I think so with us, yeah. Now, he did say Mackenzie, but his handle is Mac. Way to go, Mac.
So I thought someone might get it around here.
Yes.
Okay, so the clues, 41st This person ranks 41st in NHL history with little over 2,200 penalty minutes. 35th was the second clue. He ranks 35th in all-time goals scored with 538. Thrashers, he briefly played for the Atlanta Thrashers late in the 06-07 season. The fourth clue, if we would have needed it, was Jets. This person broke in with the Winnipeg Jets in the 91-92 season. Later had a 50-goal campaign for the Jets in 95-96. And the fifth clue, if we would have needed it, was Turtle Dad. Turtle Dad. It's Keith Tkachuk is the mystery athlete of the game.
All right, congrats, Mac. The Coob will reach out to you and let you know how you can pick up your GC.
That was a good one. That Turtle Dad was your idea. That was awesome.
Well, it had to be turtle related.
Yeah, we didn't think we would get there, but we wanted to have it as a clue just in case.
Well, and it's going to be an interesting storyline to watch. I mean, there's plenty of speculation as to the health of Matthew Tkachuk heading into the series.
Yep.
And I think you'll know the answer to that question relatively early in the game, or throughout the game for sure. But once again, I mean, we talked about our X factors, or people that, you know, outside of the superstars in this game might make a bigger difference. And I still think that this is the Evander Kane revenge tour, this series.
Yeah, I mean, I did a hit in Calgary today as well, and they said, what's different for the Oilers? I said, well, Kane is healthy. I mean, he only played a couple games in last year's final. I do think Wallman and Klingberg, and look, last year's Oilers defense was not terrible by any means, but I think there's some extra puck-moving dimension to this one, like we've been saying, with Wallman and Klingberg on the third pairing. And then, as the big discussion is just the steadiness of the Oilers. You know, there's that we've been here, we know what it's going to be like. Now, the thing is with that though, Florida can say that +1. Oh, really? You've been there to Stanley Cup final 2 years in a row? Yeah. Oh, how cute!
There's no question.
Right. So that's what makes this beautiful. Matthew Tkachuk in the nasty chat says that Turtle Dad comment will fuel my hellfire tonight. Thanks, Dopes.
That's a good name.
I love that Matthew Tkachuk comes in the nasty chat.
I like how we use the word dopes. I don't think it's used enough.
No, probably not.
That's a good word.
Probably not. Thanks, Dopes. But if you say something is dope, does that mean it's cool, though? Is that another usage of it?
When you like pluralize it, it totally changes it. It's you bunch of dopes, you.
Right.
That's a good burn, calling somebody a dope.
Matthew Tkachuk, fired up.
Have you ever called somebody a dolt?
Yes.
Still don't know what it means, but I know it's like not a, like you're such a dolt. What is that? What is a dolt?
Like you're just like a dummy. You're like a hopeless dummy.
So why don't you say you're a hopeless dummy?
Well, dolt sounds cooler. You're such a dolt. All right, let's get into the Oil Understood. By the way, keep clicking the thumbs up. We need 55 to get to 200. We need 10 to get to double word of the day. 55 to get to 200. Do not be a pleasure delayer. If you're watching on YouTube, or if you're on one of the audio streams, hop onto YouTube quick. Give us the thumbs up before 5 o'clock. Okay. The Oil Understood is presented by GCL Diesel, providers of the best diesel engine components around. From turbochargers to injectors, fuel pumps to sensors, they are the critical engine component experts. Proud to serve Edmonton and Northern Alberta for over 50 years, and now a partner of Edmonton Sports Talk and the Reid Wilkins Show. GCL Diesel. Diesel. Understood. Was that a cup final worthy pause?
Very.
I think it was right up there. Let's first of all hear from a guy who's not going to play, because pretty significant loss for the Oilers. And I think a guy Oilers fans are hoping for a speedy recovery. He didn't commit to being ready for training camp, but he kind of said he should be ready for the start of the season. Zach Hyman going over that dislocated wrist injury he suffered against the Stars.
I knew it wasn't good when I got hit. As a player, you know when something's not right, and right away, just felt my wrist kind of go on me, and even then, you still think, whatever it is, you'll be able to play through it, or there'll be a chance you can play through it. I'm not going to go into the details, but quickly realized when I saw the doctors that something that needed surgery and something that I wasn't going to be able to play through. I think I was still a little delusional that I could play through it until after the surgery, obviously, and emotional in the moment. I don't think you fully grasp it until a little bit later, and then you can kind of get your head around it. And some things in life you can't control, and this is one of them.
By the way, the NHL, of course, running all the media stuff. Maybe they could use some of that expansion money from the Kraken to get better mics.
My gosh.
Just saying. But I thought the way Hyman talked about that, the way he told the story, now for him it's different. Well, I guess it depends on your profession, but certainly for him, his body is a big part of him doing his job. But I feel like he went through what a lot of people are. It's like, hey, this is hurt. Okay, so you could just fix it up and I'm back in. No, it's going to take a while. Okay, well, it won't take that long. Well, you need surgery. It's going to take a while. Like, I think that's how it would happen to the everyday person if you hurt something too, right? So very down to earth story, I thought.
It's a competitor.
Yeah.
You don't want to hear that news. You want to talk yourself or talk the doctor out of that news. So yeah, tough loss, but ultimately I think the Oilers can overcome it.
All right. Interesting question here. And this, it does sort of, it does relate to one of the themes about this being a rematch, but I thought what Knobloch said was interesting. And Speck asked the question. I kind of left in the tail end of Speck's thought leading into it.
Is there any coaching currency in the fact these guys beat you last year, or is that completely done in your eyes?
I think it's just the fact that we are familiar with this team. It's not that they've changed their identity. They still play the same systems, same style. I think it helps us get prepared to play them. As for we want to win it more because they beat us last year, I don't think that's any case. I think it's just we get to this point and no matter who we're playing, we're 100% wanting to win it. So I agree with Leon, his assessment on the frustration, just losing, coming so close and losing it. You're always going to remember it, absolutely. But I don't think it makes any difference on who beat us last year and who we're playing this year.
Yeah, I mean, the sting of losing last year, I mean, if they would have lost to the St. Vincent School for Poorly Coordinated Boys last year, it doesn't change that. Well, that might have been more embarrassing, actually. That might have been a little more embarrassing. But I think the rematch is an interesting angle because both teams are so good. I don't think it's going to fuel one team more or the other necessarily. Do you? Like, I don't think Knobloch's going into meetings and being like, these are the guys that got us last year. They're going, no, we got to beat this year's version of the Panthers.
No, but naturally it should fuel you as the Oilers to go out and capture the cup, which eluded you last year. And same can be said for the Panthers, to go out and reclaim what's yours. I mean, that absolutely adds fuel to the fire. But a coach isn't going to come out and say that, and players may not even say that. But come right now when you're, 2 hours and 7 minutes from puck drop,
right?
That's going through your head 100%.
Okay. Another story for the Oilers is, well, look, they don't have what's the PK at? Like basically 2/3, not very good. And it has not started series well. I mean, we can flash all the way back if you want. They started 5 for 10 in the first 2 games against Los Angeles. Hard to believe. Against Vegas, the first couple of games, they allowed 3 power play goals in the first 2 games in Vegas on 8 kills. Dallas, obviously that first game against Dallas, they allowed those 3 power play goals against. So they haven't started series well on the PK. Connor Brown says we got to change that going into the Cup final.
Yeah, I think that's exactly the messaging. I think our overall penalty kill numbers haven't really been good, but I think a lot of that is just really poor games to start series. And so kind of owning that, looking in the eye and realizing that we need a good jump here, come out with a good start in the penalty kill right on our toes right from the start here.
Yeah, I mean, they have generally, they've certainly given up power. I guess, is this maybe a better way to put it, Jay? As the series have gone on, they maybe have still given up the odd power play goal against, but they haven't given up crippling power play goals against?
That would be a fair assessment.
Because in the first couple of games of the other 2 series, they either gave up a lot or they gave them up at the wrong time, or like both in game 1 against Dallas.
Yeah, Dallas was the real sticking point for that.
Right.
Yes. I mean, you're going to give up power play goals.
Well, they didn't. They rarely did last year.
Well, that's true.
But yeah, I know what you're saying.
But it is moving in the right direction. We can agree on that, right? It is improving as the playoffs go on.
Yeah, I think so, and it's improved as each series has gone on. It was just so efficient last season, which I know isn't relevant now. But if that's something that is a strength to start the series as opposed to a weakness, then yeah, maybe you don't drop a game early in the series.
I mean, at home, they've only allowed 3 goals, and they're at 83.3%. That's
the thing. Give the home road splits for both special teams because they're really wide, aren't they? The discrepancy.
Yeah, on the road, they're 55.2% on the PK. At home, they're 83.3%.
So barely better than a coin flip.
And they've given up 3 goals at home, 13 on the road on the power play.
Right.
So, but then you turn around and look on the other side of the sheet at Florida. On the road, they're 88.6% on the PK. So something's got to give tonight. When you have a team that, the Oilers at home on the power play are first at 56.3.
So the Oilers are over 50% on the power play at home.
At home.
That's crazy.
Throughout this.
Well, they got some big ones against LA, right?
Yeah.
So, all right. Yeah. Now, the other argument could be is basically all the stats are 0. It's a new series. But, but I mean, there are some trends, I think, that we've been looking at for sure. Let's get a comment. Where do we want to go here? Let's go to Paul Maurice, because one of the guys that we think could be big in this series is Anton Lundell for the Florida Panthers. Paul Maurice was asked about him and sort of becoming a very good all-around player.
Well, it started 2 years ago, and it started in the Toronto series, Series 2 for us 2 seasons ago. We got the lead, but at that time he's also playing with Sam Reinhart, so it's Luostarinen and Lundell and Reinhart. And as soon as we got the lead on a team, they would take their elite line, pull them off Barkov and Bennett, and run them on Lundell. And there wasn't much we could do about it on the road, and they were good. So they kind of went into last year and stopped worrying about that match, and it's allowed us not to be a hard match team. There are nights that he heats up on the faceoffs that you actually want him left side on the D-zone draw. When Reinhart was there, we just start running him on all the D-zone draws because we had left and right-handed centermen.
So basically what he's saying there is that Lundell is a player he's comfortable having on the ice in any situation.
Yeah.
Clearly, defensively, I think if you needed a goal, you put him on the ice. If you're pulling your goalie, you could probably put him on the ice late in the game either way. You're very comfortable with this player. And he said we don't necessarily need to hard match the lines. And one of the radio hits I did today with Calgary, I was asked, like, well, was Knobloch going to match lines? And I was like, I don't know if he is. I mean, maybe as the game goes along, you see who's hot or if something's working. But is either coach going to say, okay, is Maurice going to say I have to have Barkov out? Like, is Knobloch going to say I have to have Draisaitl out against whoever? I don't know if they're going to say that. I mean, maybe we'll see, but we've seen both these teams use all their lines. We've seen Knobloch use the fourth line still quite a bit, be comfortable with the fourth line late in games against tougher matchups. I'm wondering if this is going to be like a hard line matchup series or if it'll be like, look, Paul, look, Chris, I think I got the horses to beat you, and these horses can run against any horses you want to run out there.
I think it's going to go, it depends on the ebbs and flow of that particular game, right? How that game's going. If Florida gets out to an early, 2-goal lead, you bet they're going to be matching up and sending out Barkov more, right? So I would see Florida probably doing it more than the Oilers. I think the Oilers, and I mean, I guess this is just, we're close to this market. We understand this team. They've been confidently playing all 4 lines.
What line would you start tonight if you were the Oilers? Without now, he's going to see who Florida puts out there. Does he start the Henrique line?
No, I would start Draisaitl, Kane, and Frederick or Kapanen.
That's probably more likely than McDavid starting.
Which, but maybe set a little bit of a tone.
I can see why you want to start Kane. Yep, Kapanen's been hitting. He can skate.
Send the message right off the bat.
Leon might just cross-check the other guy taking the face off in the face. Who knows?
Maybe they drop the gloves. Right off the hop.
Yeah, right off the hop. Another limerick here. This one from Jeff in YYZ. 780-218, or this is to read at EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Oilers play tonight for Lord Stanley. Reid the silverware, not ashes manly. Marchand and Perry, the dark arts they carry. Edmonton believing winning can be. That's pretty good. I like the ashes Lord Stanley reference and the dark art stuff. What is it? The rat against the worm?
Yeah.
Great nicknames. All right. That's the Oil Understood for GCL Diesel. We might have another clip or two to sneak in. 5-time Cup champ Charlie Huddy when we get back.
At home, the Oilers challenge the Panthers in Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final. Edmonton's Connor Brown is a game-time decision, while AJ Greer of the Panthers takes a seat. Jesper Boquist stepping into action. Join Tom Gazzola at the Canadian Ice House as he goes live for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show, alongside Hernan Salas. Coverage starting at 5 right here on EST. Meanwhile, former Rangers assistant coach Dan Muse is headed to Pittsburgh to become the 23rd coach in franchise history for the Penguins. For the Avalanche, Brock Nelson has signed a 3-year, $22.5 million deal, with the 33-year-old scoring 26 goals and 56 points, split between the Avs and the Islanders this past season. In the CFL, 25-year-old Nick Anderson is re-upped with the Elks through the 2026 season. He led the CFL in tackles last year. From Toronto, the Jays and Phillies duke it out. Jose Barrios gets a start for Toronto, while Mick Abel gets a call for Philadelphia. First pitch just after 7. Around the league, we see the D-backs and Braves matching up. Kansas City and St. Louis duking it out, while the Twins meet the Athletics. This sports update is brought to you by Paramount Flooring, proudly serving Edmonton and area for over 30 years. Their West End showroom is open 7 days a week. You can also shop online at ParamountFlooring.ca. Charlie Huddy is our guest on the other side of the break here on the Reid Wilkins Show. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
Got some gently used furniture or home goods that need a new home? Find Edmonton is here to help. Every month we furnish over 100 homes to those transitioning out of homelessness, and we need your gently used furniture and home goods. Drop off at 5120 122nd Street or call for free local pickup. Just visit findedmonton.com to learn how your donations can help create a home for someone in need. Plus, shop our thrift store, in-store or online, with proceeds benefit those moving out of homelessness through housing supports. Visit us at findedmonton.com. Find Edmonton, supporting our community one home at a time.
Sunday through Thursday, 9 p.m. to close, head to The Banquet and dive into banquet burgers, sushi tacos, nachos, and more. Late night bites, big flavors, and epic deals. The Banquet. Get real. Play hard.
Experience the iconic music of Dire Straits with DSL, Dire Straits Legacy, June 12th in the venue at River Cree Resort and Casino, featuring original members and musicians who recorded, performed, and toured the globe with Dire Straits. Alan Clark, Dire Straits' first keyboardist, plus Phil Palmer, Danny Cummings, and Mel Collins. This incredible show includes all the hits, Money for Nothing, Sultans of Swing, Walk of Life, and more. Tickets at rivercreeresort.com.
River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it.
Since 1952, William Huff has been the heartbeat of Edmonton's advertising world. From humble beginnings to a citywide powerhouse, we've been the go-to for signage from print to design and installation. Partnering with Edmonton's top sports franchises and major events, we've helped shape the city's global reputation. Our secret? Unmatched customer service, decades of experience, and a passion for excellence we call the William Huff Advantage. Visit us online at williamhuff.com.
Keep your team jersey and rally towel close by and help bring the championship home. For all your other treasures, store them with Sentinel Storage. Store Canadian. Try 4 weeks free at sentinelstorage.ca. Proud partner of the Edmonton Oilers.
Well, in 2 hours, the game will be in its very early stages. We are almost there to Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final. Oilers taking on the Florida Panthers at Rogers Place. Jay and I are with you until 5, and then Tom Gazzola, Hernan Salas, Matt Cassian take over the stream with the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. Tom will be broadcasting from the Canadian Ice House in the Ice District Plaza. Jay and I are in the banquet studio Make your birthday epic at the Banquet Bar. Bowling, drinks, and a vibe you won't forget. Book your party now at thebanquetbar.com. And we are pleased to be joined by a former Edmonton Oiler coach and player, 5-time Stanley Cup champ. Yeah, he won them all between 84 and 90. It is Charlie Huddy checking in. Charlie, you're on with Reid and Jay. How are you doing?
Good. How you guys doing?
Doing very well. Thanks a lot for making time for us as we go into the final here. I don't know if you can flash back a little bit. I don't remember what all the gaps were between your conference final and the Cup final. We've had a few days here. When you were playing, were you like, my God, I just want to get going, I'm in the Stanley Cup final, or did you welcome a little bit of rest at the time? What do you remember about the lead up to the Cup finals for you when you were playing?
Yeah, you know what? I think you get caught kind of in the middle, especially if you got some injuries and you want guys to get healed up, and guys that have played some big minutes, give them a few extra days to get some rest. But going into the finals, I think we had some time, and I know that we had some time in between other series because we were fortunate to maybe win some series 4 straight. I remember having 5 or 6 days off before we got to that next series. But yeah, and then the other side of you says let's get this thing going. We can't be sitting around here waiting to get it going. Let's get it going right now.
All right. Another storyline for this year's Oilers team, and it does relate to one of the teams you were on. The Oilers fell behind 2-0 against Los Angeles and didn't look as detailed or as committed as they were playing right now. I don't know if it's fair to make a comparison, but your team went through that in 1990, down 3-1 to the Jets. It looked like, this is the end of the Oilers. Here's Winnipeg finally going to beat them. And then you came back and won the series and then pretty efficiently won the Stanley Cup. What do you remember about that ability to steady the ship in that series, and maybe also see what you've seen how the Oilers steady the ship this year after an early deficit?
Yeah, you know what? You get into you get into that situation, and you just things take over. There's maybe something in one of the games that kicks in and gets you going in the right direction. But I think it's just the battle you have inside that room. I think you get to the further you get in the playoffs, the harder the battle is, right? So you've got to dig in, especially when you get to the Stanley Cup finals. It's even a tougher grind, but the battle's a lot harder, obviously. But I always say those series we played against Winnipeg were always big because they were always so tough and kind of led us forward into the next series. We were always ready to go.
Former Oiler Charlie Huddy joining us here on the Reid Wilkins Show. Charlie, you got Jay here. The strength of this Oilers D has been their puck-moving abilities and getting it out of the zone quickly to their offensive superstars. This sounds, simple to say, but the Panthers have a very aggressive forecheck. How important is it for the Oilers D man to get off to a good early start tonight in Game 1?
Yeah, no question. I mean, it's important to get back as quick as you can. I mean, you can't get much interference these days holding up their forecheck, but it's just a matter of getting back as quick as you can. If you can give yourself that extra half second, and if you can beat that forecheck, maybe you can catch 1 or 2 guys, and it might not be pretty early. It might be around the boards, and our winger's going to have to do a good job of supporting the puck and the centerman underneath, and maybe a little bump to him, but it's going to be important. I mean, like you say, once you get back there and you get into it and maybe get hit a couple times, make a few good plays and get that puck going to the forward, spend less time in your own end.
Obviously, you were a part of the dynasty years here at Edmonton, 5 Stanley Cups in 7 years. That team had superstars, to say the least, and you could definitely say the same about this current version of the Oilers. But superstars aside, what correlation or correlations do you see between those 80s, 90s teams and this current team?
Yeah, no, for sure. I think the most important thing is, and I mean, Gretz used to always say it, you need everybody playing, and third and fourth lines are so important. And depth scoring, the big guys are going to do what they're going to do. I mean, there might be a game where they get shut down and they're getting checked hard and things aren't working, and that's where you need the other lines to be able to pick up the slack and and we had that in when we were playing in the 80s. We had a good third and fourth line that could get in on the forecheck and create some havoc and cause some turnovers and then end up getting one in the back of the net. And I mean, these guys right now have kind of got the same thing. You got Leon and obviously Connor up front, and then you've got the rest of the guys underneath to be able to fill in and to chip in, and they've done a great job of doing that through the whole playoffs. And I think it's obviously way too hard to win a Stanley Cup with just one or two lines. You really need 3 or 4 lines going.
Charlie Huddy joining us. A couple more for you, Charlie. Reid again here.
Yeah.
I got to ask you about shot blocking, because when you played, a lot of it was guys going down on their hip, or Craig Ludwig wearing phone books on his knees, and then you coached during an era that got to be a little more defensive and a little more shot blocking. And now you're watching an Oilers team that's pretty committed to it this year. I've had hockey people say to me, "Why do you block a shot? You pay goalies millions of dollars and give them all this equipment," whereas other people say to me, "You got to show commitment and you got to get in the lanes." Like it's been kind of an evolution over the course of your life and playing coaching career, hasn't it?
Yeah, it sure has. I mean, it's if the forwards up top can block a shot out, like 5 or 7 feet inside the blue line, then I mean, it's way better than the puck getting through to the net and the goalie maybe can't see it, or somebody gets a stick on it, or it's you can't handle the rebound, and then you got chaos in front of the net. So, I mean, why not get in the lane up top by the forwards and get the block, out 5 or 7 feet inside the blue line, and then maybe you can get a turnover and get it going the other way. But, I mean, the least amount of time that puck gets to your net obviously is a good thing.
Okay, and the last one I'll ask you, there's so many interesting things about this series. You have the experienced coach, Paul Maurice, who can be quite outgoing, opinionated. Maybe he might even tell other coaches if they should shake hands or not. And then you have the very understated and calm Chris Knobloch, or at least that's how they choose to portray themselves publicly. I don't know. I'm just curious what you think of the demeanor of the two coaches and how you look at the coaching matchup going into this series.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I mean, Paul's obviously got a lot of experience. I was with him for 8 or 9 years in Winnipeg, and he does a real good job of getting guys like this before the game. Getting the guys all fired up and stuff. Not that you need to in the Stanley Cup final, but I mean, he's just got that little bit extra, and I thought he did a great job of relaying that message. And sometimes he comes across differently than other coaches, and so that part for him. And I think Chris is just like you said, a very quiet guy. We don't know how it goes inside the room, of course, as we're not in there. But every coach has a different tactic that he takes, and whatever works for your players is what the coach needs to find. And obviously, both coaches have done a great job of finding their way through that.
All right, and I'll just ask you one more, and I hope this doesn't put you on the spot a little bit, because it's a little bit of an emotional one, perhaps. And I know your hockey journey took you places other than Edmonton, but a lot of people associate you with the Oilers. You won here, and you almost won other times as well. What would it mean to you to see the Oilers win the Stanley Cup in 2025?
You know what? It would be awesome. I mean, I know what it feels like to be able to win the Stanley Cup and to be able to lift it, skate around the ice with it. And you know what? I think these guys deserve it. I mean, they've played well. I think they've got the right makeup of it as a team. And I would be real happy to see them be able to do that and lift the cup. And you know what? It'd be unreal for the fans. I mean, these fans have supported the Oilers for a long time. I mean, you go to games now, and everybody's got a jersey on, and everybody's into the game, and it'll be crazy in there tonight. I went to a couple of the other games in the other series, and the building was wild. So I can't imagine what it's going to be like tonight. But you know what? I mean, it's a lot of hard work that goes into the playoffs, and to be able to get to the Stanley Cup final. And people have no idea what goes on inside that room and what goes into getting to the spot that they're in right now. So I wish them all the best, and hopefully they can pull it off, and the city can enjoy another Stanley Cup.
Awesome. Charlie, thank you so much for your time. It's always great to talk to you. Hopefully I'll see you around the rink here during the Cup final. Take care.
Okay. All right. Thanks. Bye.
Charlie Huddy checking in. Really good perspective. Clearly he'd be quite satisfied if the Oilers won again. Good guest. 5 cups. He was on the player on all the teams between 84 and 90. Long NHL career. Awesome player. Really, 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 really good player. So great to have him on the show. All right. Oilers and Panthers. Hour 45. Is that where we'll go with? Give or take a few seconds until they finally drop the puck. Todd in the nasty chat. Thanks, buddy. I know Todd was eager for Roley. People. First of all, the people who handle the Oilers alum are great. They've given us some good guests along the way here during the playoffs, and we had Dwayne Rolison, and unfortunately something came up with Dwayne, so they subbed out. It was a hell of a substitution. Yeah. Charlie Huddy in for Dwayne Rolison. That's fine. Hopefully we can still get Rolison on at some point during the series. I know people love hearing from him. Of course, Edmonton Sports Talk is presented by Play Alberta. Why settle for less when you can have it all? Only Play Alberta brings you casino games, live dealers, lottery, instants, and sports betting all in one place. Players can get a $50 casino bonus by depositing $20 using the code EST Casino. You can get a $50 free sports bet by depositing $20 and using the code EST Sports. Don't forget to use your game sense. We need 20 likes, 20 clicks of the little thumb up on YouTube to get us to 200. If you haven't already clicked, get in there and do it right now. Maybe share the show link with other people. Have autoplay on if you are on YouTube. It'll take you right into the oil stream. And if you're on one of the audio apps, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, it'll just keep playing, so you don't have to worry about that. But however you are consuming us, as we are very consumable, we appreciate it.
Nom, nom, nom.
I think Coob made a Hannibal Lecter noise when I said consumable. Always taking it to the darkest corners, Coob.
What's a Hannibal Lecter noise?
Do it. Yeah, he's going to eat you with a nice Chianti or whatever and fava beans. That is dark.
Yes.
Coob wasn't even born when that movie came out.
We were talking about Silence of the Lambs today.
We were talking about today.
Iwanek
has not. I think he was born the year it came out.
Right.
Or the year before.
Great movie.
Yeah. Fun.
Clarice.
We're also talking about the movie Misery today.
That's a movie.
That is a fun movie. Like, it's dark, but it's still kind of fun to watch. Like, you're happily tense.
Probably the most uncomfortable scene in movie history for me.
It's up there. Yeah.
You, for some reason, as a human, somehow can understand just the sheer misery and pain that our good writer friend went through when he was receiving sledgehammers.
I can't remember the character's name. James Caan.
James Caan.
The actor.
Sledgehammers to the ankles. That's gotta hurt, man.
Yeah. Probably wasn't a pleasant experience for him.
Ugh.
All right. 780-218-9999 is also how you can text us. That, of course, that is using the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. River Cree Resort and Casino featuring Italia Restaurant, home of the $6.99 brunch special from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Sundays. We got buying or selling, and we will get to a double word of the day when we get back.
Game 1 of the Stanley Cup final goes tonight between the Oilers and Panthers. Connor Brown of the Oilers is a game-time decision for the contest, while Florida's Jesper Boquist takes the place of AJ Greer. Join Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas. They get you set for the action during the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show, live from the Canadian Ice House. Coverage starting at 5 only on EST. In other news, Deputy Commissioner of the NHL Bill Daley has confirmed that Russian players will not compete in next year's Winter Olympics. Elsewhere, 33-year-old Brock Nelson has signed a 3-year contract extension with the Avalanche worth a total of over $22 million. Back in Edmonton, Nick Anderson has signed a 1-year contract extension with the Elks The 25-year-old led the CFL in tackling last season. MLB action has the Jays and Phillies meeting once again. Jose Barrios gets the ball for Toronto. McAble for the Phillies. First pitch just after 7, and right now the Astros and Pirates are warming up for action, while the Cubs and Nationals are just about to get underway. This sports update is brought to you by Find Edmonton. Find takes your unused furniture and home goods to help those moving out of homelessness. Get donations picked up or drop them off free of charge. Visit findedmonton.com or call them at 780-988-1717. Buying or selling for Damon Bunting brings us back on the other side of the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
Get your fix every single game with the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas. Whether it's breaking down the starting lineup, predicting key matchups, or diving deep into the game's biggest moments, Tom and Hernan are here to give you the best insight and analysis in the city. After the final horn, get the breakdown of every key moment, performance, and player reactions. It's your one-stop shop for all things game day. Catch the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Timeout Edmonton. The new Play Alberta app has arrived, and it's here to make your gambling experiences more fun, exciting, and secure. Enjoy the convenience of hundreds of casino games, betting live on your favorite sports teams, and access to lotteries all in one place, anywhere in Alberta. Enter code YEG50 to receive a $50 free bet when you make a $5 minimum deposit. That's a $50 free bet for new and existing users using code YEG50. Remember, if you gamble, use your game sense.
You've always known GCL Diesel as the experts in diesel fuel systems, but did you know that GCL is also your source for turbochargers and turbo repair? As a turbo supplier for Garrett, Borg Warner, and Holset, GCL can provide genuine original equipment turbos at wholesale prices. Whether it's diesel, gas, natural gas, or performance, we can provide you with the turbo or custom repair you require. Turbo questions? We've got turbo answers. Visit us in the West End or online at gcldiesel.com. GCL Diesel, turbochargers, understood.
Keep your team jersey and rally towel close by and help bring the championship home. For all your other treasures, store them with Sentinel Storage. Store Canadian. Try 4 weeks free at sentinelstorage.ca. Proud partner of the Edmonton Oilers.
Oh my goodness. Game 1 of the Stanley Cup final is tonight, and it's in Edmonton. How fun is that to say?
Is there cowbell in that song?
I don't hear any. I don't know.
Right here. It was there earlier.
I don't know.
I love cowbell.
Call your girlfriend. Click, click, click. Must you click? Please, please click. Must you click? You must click. Thumb, thumb, thumb.
We need 5 thumbs, and we're over 200.
There we go.
We've had 2 shows since the playoffs started. We didn't get to 200 thumbs. I'm assuming we're going to get the 5 that we need in the next 20 minutes.
We will.
Or 17 minutes, whatever.
Oh, we got to play the song
early
to
in
leave,
the Dallas series, and then the day before game 1 of the Cup final. I don't know. That was weird timing.
Well, we did get to 200 yesterday.
It just was after the fact.
207.
Oh, I didn't see that. Okay.
Yeah, so we're
so we were. So it is alive there. It is
Streak's
alive. Oh, yeah. We got to do the playoff song.
Yes.
Okay, Coop. So we'll end the show at 4:53. 2-minute song. Then we get the break in. Tom set up. Tom goes at 5. Perfect. Plan it on the fly, baby. Buying or selling is presented by our good buddy Damon Bunting, a consistent top-producing realtor in the greater Edmonton area for around 18 years. And we've been saying over 17 for 9 months, so it should be over 18 by now. He and his team would love to help you find that right home or make the move from your current home. Community-driven, he understands what it takes to make a difference in our city. Check him out, DamonBunting.com, Instagram handle, Damon Bunting Real Estate. Charlie Huddy mentioned the fans, and he said everybody's going to, everybody wears a jersey to the game. I was like, oh, he read my mind for the buying or selling.
Oh.
Buying or selling. It is okay to attend tonight's game without some sort of Oilers merchandise on your body.
Selling.
You got to have something.
You have to.
Jersey, T-shirt.
Even an orange
you
shirt.
just had a hat.
Even an orange shirt.
T-shirt.
No, undies don't count.
You got to have the logo. It's got to have a logo. Can't just be an orange shirt.
It could be. I mean, if it's really, you're up against it and you need something, at least be color correct.
Like if you're if you're like, whatever, you got a job, you got to wear a suit all day, and you're tied up like right till 6:05, and you're walking over downtown, you should have brought a jersey with you, or a hat even.
Bring your jersey.
Bring your
There's
jersey.
no
throw it on. Yeah.
This is game 1 of the Stanley Cup final. No excuses.
Because I've noticed, because now, I'm not a total recluse. Like I got to see people when I go do the hit with Tom, and I'm like, man, everybody's got like younger people, men, women, boys, girls. It's not dependent on age. Like it's not as if some people are like, wow, I'm 70. I don't want to wear a jersey anymore. Like everybody's wearing something.
It just means more when you buy in and you see everybody sitting around you wearing the same gear. That's the beauty of playoffs. That's a beauty of being a supporter of a team, is to be in a building with 18,000 other fans dressed the same.
Right. Steven in the nasty chat says, nothing worse than seeing Robert Clark in the crowd and some man or woman wearing a brown shirt. That's
true.
That's fair. That's fair. All right. Now, when it comes to wearing a jersey, are we at the point where it should be a current player, or are you still okay with a Gretzky, Curry, Messier jersey?
You're
will
fine
not,
either way. I will not give grief to anyone for wearing anything.
Okay.
Oilers jersey. Bonus points, actually.
If you wear a throwback, like I just wondered, because the throwback jerseys are cool, but I just wondered, because I don't, I'm not really a fan the same way people who spend money for the games are.
Right.
So I always wonder, if it's at the point where your current team is in the Stanley Cup final, do you need to wear a current player?
Absolutely
let's not
not.
wear a Gretzky. That was 30 years ago. We got to wear a guy on the. You're fine with anything.
Show me a Rem Murray jersey and
Murray,
you get bonus points.
Sven Butenshawn.
Absolutely.
Who now coaches
Yanni
UBC,
Niinema.
obviously, as you know.
We've seen it all.
Okay.
You've seen them all. Reid, buying or selling? The Stanley Cup is the most badass major trophy in the Big Four.
Oh, that's
sports.
an obvious buy.
Is
I don't
it?
even know what they call the Major League Baseball trophy. It's got all those pennants on it.
It is kind of cool, though.
The NBA trophy is called the
Larry O'Brien
trophy. You can't drink out of those. The football's the Lombardi trophy, but it's not the same one every year. They make a new one every year. I know, and I know there are 2 Stanley Cups, yada, yada, yada. But yeah, there's nothing like winning Lord Stanley.
So you're buying.
Oh, it's the most badass trophy for sure. You drink out of it. You can put a baby in it.
This is true.
You can eat ramen out of it.
Bonus points. Buying or selling
for mentioning ramen?
Yeah, well, absolutely. Buying or selling, Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl will shine bright and lead this team, as opposed to more of a Pisani-like player coming through in this Stanley Cup final.
Oh, I think it's going to be both. I think there's going to be a depth guy who makes a big play.
So you're belling.
I'm going to say Podkolzin scores a big goal in this series. How about that?
Wow.
Big goal from Podkolzin. But I do think Leon and Connor will have moments of brilliance. But this is a team, though. This is a team, right?
Maybe it was a trick question. You're belling. You're buying and selling.
Beselling.
Beselling.
I'm bewitched. All right. Oh, 211 thumbs. Love you, Nasty.
Way to go.
Great stuff.
Way to go.
Great audience today as we get you ready for game 1 of the Cup final. So we are going to wrap our portion of the broadcast day up here. Boy, save that one at the last minute. So if you're new to the show, we have a lot of new people. We end every show with double word of the day if we get to 155 thumbs, which we usually do. So Jay gives me a couple of words to spell, and then I have to figure out the definition so I can get a maximum of 4 points.
You're going to be happy today, my friend.
The word of the day.
Well, you give me easy
Reid
ones?
and Jay.
I don't give you the words. The words come to me.
What do they got to say?
Like the words are
people send in words that are hard.
No, I can't reveal my sources.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. Well, you told me when Pearl sent in words.
But I don't actively look for words. I look where I find them.
Okay.
And whatever it is, it is. So this is big, Reid.
Okay.
This is big. I think you're going to have a good day. First word of the day. Tutelage. Tutelage.
Tutelage. Tutelage. And this is so Greg Buchanan was in the nasty chat. So I could say I started my career in Lloydminster under the tutelage of Greg Buchanan. So the definition of tutelage would be being instructed by somebody else. I had to remember which way it was going there. Yeah.
Tutelage is a formal word that refers to the instruction or guidance, essentially, of an individual student by a teacher.
Right.
Well done, young man.
So does it have to be teacher, though? Was I wrong to use it in a professional sense?
No, that's a teacher.
Okay.
I mean, that's a mentor. That's
Someone
a
who's,
teacher.
yeah, okay.
Second word of the day.
Oh, 225 thumps. What a late rally by the thumbers.
Wow. Second word of the day, serendipitous. Serendipitous.
Oh, I got to make sure I spell it right. Oh, how do you spell it?
You know how to spell it.
Are you looking at how I'm spelling it? Okay, I think I got it.
Yeah.
Serendipitous. I got it. Serendipitous. Okay, I got to make sure I define it correctly because it's one of those words I know what it means and how it feels, but I don't know if I can. I got to be careful putting it into words because I guess something would be like, Jason Milne tipped the pass, allowing Reid Wilkins to perform a serendipitous interception, even though he'd been knocked down on the play. It's sort of like a happy, a positive stroke of luck or a positive, unlikely circumstance that goes in your way. It's a bad definition, but I
4 for 4.
I know what it means.
Occurring or discovered by chance in a happy or beneficial way.
Right. It's basically a stroke of good luck.
4 for 4.
Yeah. Yeah. And I guess almost like, I guess it doesn't have to mean this, but I often associate, like I said, with my interception. Like I was knocked down on the play, but then it was serendipitous that Jay deflected the ball to me and I still got an interception. Confident I would know those.
I just had a feeling.
Well, the biggest struggle was making sure I was spelling serendipitous correctly.
But you trusted your gut.
I trusted my gut, which is full of leftover pork chops and broccoli.
And pita chips.
And pita chips that you brought that are delicious.
Yeah, pita chips and dill pickle hummus.
I didn't have the hummus because I got to be careful with the hummus.
Yeah,
but those chips just as chips are incredible.
Well, they're pita chips.
I wonder what I'll get at the rink tonight.
What are your options?
Probably pizza. They're going to have a lot of pizza because they serve pizza during the first intermission.
Right.
I mean, there's probably going to be triple or quadruple the media than usual.
Maybe
I'm going to see Doug Plagans tonight.
You sure will. Maybe you'll get a large pizza instead of the...
We get slices. Yeah, we just get slices. Oh, great show, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Keep the audio stream going if you're on iHeart, or tune in if you're on YouTube. Click on the little autoplay at the bottom of the screen where you see me and Jay, or just go to the Edmonton Sports Talk channel. Subscribe to the channel. I see we're over 12.6K. Here's our special playoff song. Enjoy the game tonight. Tom, Hernan, Cass up next.
We're rolling. We're healthy, and we are healthy.
Cup is on the line, baby, come and get it done. 16 wins, yeah, they're going on a run. Looking to advance, going deep in the dance. Hop on the bandwagon, let's hear the fans. The fans.
Special place to play, honestly. So much history, these fans. It's great to hear their sport.
Wrestling and dazzling every single night. Clubs coming up, baby, gonna be a fight. 6 games, 5 games, how about a sweep? Ticket prices, yeah, they're gonna be steep, yeah. Yeah! Come on! It's the playoffs! Crank it up! It's the playoffs! Take the cup! Let's go win the Stanley! Ooh, gotta get the cup! Let's go win the Stanley! Come on, lift it up! Let's go win the Stanley! Waited long enough, it's time, no more wait for the oil, it's the fate, yeah. Hey! Hey! Listen, first gear, second gear, third gear go. McDavid 97, he's a one-man show. Draisaitl, Iverson, gotta love the Nuge. Bruce Skinner and Picks need to be huge. Be huge. Be huge. They gotta squeeze a little, squeeze a little, squeeze a little more. Get the bottom six to find a way to score.